What are you doing?
Show me again. What can you do with it?
This is good.
Yeah?
Because it does the job, you know?
But then what can this one do?
This does this. Whee! Just in case I need to do an inspection in a little orifice, I can check. Open up. Beep. So I'm going through and borescoping pretty much all 4 cylinders and checking the edges. Looking at the cylinder walls here, you can see the cross hatching on both sides. Everything looks good. You can see that the connecting rods look fine. Center pins are good. There was a little bit of deformation on one of the sides, but that was just a rust spot. You can see piston rings. There was no clear evidence of any cracking at the bottom of the piston, and the piston rings seem to be fine. I put water in the cylinders and left it for a couple hours, and you can see it slowly went down. There was no serious issues with that, with piston ring gap or anything that was lost due to catastrophic damage or anything like that. Hard to see in the video, but you can see that everything's in pretty much in good shape. You can see varnish just from not great or adequate oil changes, but all my sealing surfaces look great. And just honestly, the inside of the cylinders were in wonderful shape for 120,000 miles. Yeah, here I thought I had a little bit of an issue where there could have been some scratching on the inside where maybe there was some bore scoring, but I was able to get my hand up in there, see it there on the right hand side, but it was fine. And I didn't take off the caps for the bearings, but I checked everything else around surrounding, and it didn't have any signs of there being any crankshaft damage or anything of the sort. So everything else in terms of the bottom of the piston was in good shape. What I was looking for here was essentially why was I losing compression, right? Could there be a huge crack in the bottom of the piston or something out of the side where I was losing compression? And this was cylinder 2, so right out of the bottom of the cylinder. Why was that the case? After I put the cylinder head all back together and I started it up, right, now I had an issue in a completely different cylinder. I had bent valves in cylinder 1, and now I'm having issues in cylinder 2. So kind of a weird anomaly. You go through all your normal things as you would, kind of backtracking. And I didn't touch anything in the bottom end. I already inspected everything in the bottom end. This was me going back through a second time. And I already put oil into the cylinder to see if it was a piston ring issue like you would have expected, but not that. While I'm diagnosing this compression issue, my dog just jumped in the oil over here. Here I'm pressure filling the cooling system. This was one of my last efforts to at least get the car running, see how it would run, and just check my cooling system and double check my work from all of the coolant lines for the turbo and the radiator that I replaced. And to my demise, there was actually quite a bit of a coolant leak, and I later found out, as you'll see in the next video, it was the water pump that had a little bit of a leak from one piece that broke off, but I fixed that by putting UV dye into the system. This is a great tool to have, and it will remove all of the air out of the system first. You'll see all of the coolant pipes collapsing, and then at that point you'll be able to turn the lever on. It'll replace all of the void, the air that was there, and replace it with the coolant that you have in your bucket. So you'll displace it with no air, and not have to bleed the system.